Evan wrenched open the service hatch. An alien woman blocked the narrow corridor, her iridescent scales glinting under the harsh dock lights. A smaller version clung to her leg. Lumi, the girl from yesterday's vent scare. Behind them loomed Keth. 9 Sales security aide, tentacles coiled tight around a stun prod. "I came because my daughter wants to see you," Sale said. Her voice clicked with subharmonics, translated crisp through her collar unit. Evan blinked sweat from his eyes. No appointment. Repair bay rules didn't bend for first contact curiosity. He gripped the hatch frame. Bays active. Hazards everywhere. Decon first, or no entry. Sale's crest flared slightly, a sign of irritation he'd learned from briefings. She thrust forward a crumpled flex sheet. Lumi's sketch. His face blocky human lines, smiling as he pulled her from the intake fan. Charcoal smudges marked the vents, proof of intent, Sale said. She imprinted, refuses food. Sleep, verify yourself. Lumi peeked out, wide eyes fixed on him. Her tiny claws flexed, Evan's gut twisted. Imprinting meant permanent bonds in Voran culture. Obligations like blood family. One wrong move, and Dockmaster Rusk would lock down the port. But the kid looked peaked, scales dull. "Protocol stands," he said. "Decon chamber, visitor tags. Then talk." He stepped aside. Sale nudged Lumi forward. "Keth." 9 followed, scanning every bulkhead weld. Evan sealed the outer hatch. The decon cycle hummed to life. UV sweeps, air scrub, nanomist. He handed out tags, glowing bands that synced to his bay console. "Clip these. They track vitals, alert on breaches." Sael fastened hers with precise snaps. Lumi fumbled hers, claws too small. Evan knelt, gloved hand steady. "Ear." He clicked it on her wrist. Lumi's eyes lit. She grabbed his glove, clutched it tight. Wouldn't release. "Keth." 9 surged forward. Tentacles whipped out, prod humming. "Release the child, human." Evan didn't flinch. He straightened slow, keeping Lumi's grip intact. "Easy. No weapons in my bay. Stun prod stays holstered, or you wait outside." Sale's hand shot up. "Keth, stand down." Her gaze bored into Evan.
"You enforce boundaries."
"Good. But she clings." "Test passed?" "Not yet." Evan pried the hatch to his main bay. Tools hummed on benches. A half-repaired cargo drone sparked faintly. Controlled tour. Stick to marked path. No touching gear. Lumi tugged his glove, pulling him along the yellow tape line. Sale followed, crest neutral now. "Keth." 9 holstered the prod but hovered close, optics whirring. "Yesterday," Evan said, voice even. "You tumbled into that fan grate. I shut it down per safety lockout. Pulled you out. Standard procedure." Lumi chirped, subharmonics bubbling through her translator. "Safe person." Fixed dark. Sale's scales shifted hue, wary violet to cautious blue. Voran young choose protectors young. Rare. Binding. She watched him sidelong. Humans act fast. Impulsive. "You paused for rules." "Rules save lives," Evan said. He stopped at the drone bench. "See this? Power cells unstable. 1 spark flash fire. I isolate before touch." Lumi reached for a torque wrench. Evan scooped her up gently, glove still in her grasp. "No, kiddo. Sharp edges." He set her on a padded crate, out of reach. She pouted but beamed up at him. "Keth." 9 tensed. "You lift her. Like prey." "Like a child," Evan countered. Light as a toolbox, he demoed the repair. Calipers measured flux. Then a steady twist sealed the cell. No sparks. Drone whirred online. Sale leaned in. Her claws traced the air near the tool. Precise. "No waste motion. Your kind jury rigs ports like this? Keeps traders flying," Evan said. "Your envoy ship's in berth 7. I patched its thruster yesterday. Cross-check logs if you want." Lumi yawned, nestling against his leg. Her grip loosened, but stayed. Sale's crest softened fully, deep blue, acceptance hue. "She eats now, in your presence?" Evan nodded to the crate. "Grab a ration pack. Bay's got Nutribars. Human safe. Scanned for Varan allergens." Lumi tore in, crumbs flying, eyes never leaving. "Evan, Keth." 9 grunted. "By threat assessment, minimal. Human prioritizes stability." "Damn right." Evan synced their tags to his console. Green lights. Tours end. Hatch in 5. But Lumi, come back tomorrow. Scheduled slot. With appointment. Lumi squealed, hugging his knee. Sale paused at the decon hatch. You accept bond, obligations follow. Protection, provision, wherever. Evan met her eyes. No hesitation. If she chose me, yeah. Safety rules apply to family too. The decon mist swirled. Sale nodded once, sharp. Tomorrow, then. Full verification. Lumi waved as the inner hatch sealed. Evan watched their tags blink out on his screen. Clean exit. Dockmaster Rusk's comm buzzed. Calder, what the hell? Sensors pinged Voran Envoy in your bay. Protocol followed, sir. Just a tour. Rusk sighed. No incidents. Or we're all grounded. Evan glanced at the kid's sketch, still on his bench. Tomorrow loomed. Obligations? He'd keep his promises. But as the bay quieted, Lumi's chirp echoed in his head.
Family. Cross stars.
What had he just signed up for? 9 scanner locked onto Evan's plasma cutter. Red light pulsed. Weapon detected. Surrender it. Evan set his toolkit down slow. The bay hummed under work lights. Sale stood rigid by the decon hatch, Lumi peeking from her hip. Tomorrow's verification kicked off hot. Easy. Evan raised empty hands. It's a repair tool. Watch. He thumbed the cutter's latch. Hinged panels clicked open. Exposed circuits gleamed. Evan popped the power cell free, fist-sized, warm, and held it out palm up. No juice. No cut. Hazard lockout standard. Kid could juggle it now. Keth. 9 snatched the cell. Scanner hummed green. Lumi clapped, eyes wide. Sale's frills twitched. Human tools double as arms. Varan law demands disarmament first. Evan reassembled the cutter empty, snapped it shut. Ours demand control first. Show you? He nodded to the power rails snaking the bay wall. Exposed conduits sparked faint blue, active line. One touch fry scales off of Voran. Lumi wriggled free, scampered toward it. Evan signaled sharp. Palm out. Fingers splayed. Universal halt. She froze. Mimicked it back at Sale. Perfect copy. Sale's gaze sharpened. Evan hit the lockout panel. Relays clunked. Rails went dark. Power shunted. Safe now. He waved Lumi on. She bolted up, patted the dead rail. Safe. Like Evan. Sale crossed arms. Discipline noted. But trust requires more. Show us the core reactor bay. Unrestricted access. Evan shook head. Can't. Red zone. Radiation protocols. Even for family. He tapped his tag. Rules bind tighter than blood. Keth. 9 growled low. Human evades. Testing evasion now. Sael tilted head. Frills flat. You claim bond. Obligations demand proof. Bypass the lock. For her. Lumi tugged Evan's glove. Please. Shiny core. Evan knelt. Eye level. Rules keep you shiny, kid. No shortcuts. He stood. Tour the green zones only. Tools, lockers, galley. Full scan your call. Dockmaster Rusk's comm crackled. Calder. Tags show Voran cluster in your bay again. Status? Evan thumbed reply. Verification tour, sir. Protocols green. Rusk grunted. Keep it clean. One ping from their embassy. Station's dark. Zael watched the exchange. Your superior fears incident, yet you invite repetition. Evan shrugged. Fears smart. Prep smarter. He led to the workbench. Lumi's sketch from yesterday taped there. Stick figures, him with hazard gloves big as paws. She drew this. Hung it official. Lumi beamed. Hugged his leg again. Sale pried her off gentle. Fixation grows. Varan imprint once. Severs hard. Keth. 9 returned the power cell. Tool cleared. Human yields components without fight. Evan slotted it home. Cutter hummed test cycle, then quiet. Yieldings control, not surrender. Sael circled the bench, eyed tool racks. Provision next. Fur and Young need calibrated feeds. Human ports, stock none. Evan pulled a crate, scanned it fresh. Prepped these. Nutribars, foreign safe. Allergen locked. Protein gels too. Your specs from embassy manifest. Lumi snatched one, gnawed happy. Crumbs on chin. Sail sampled one. Chewed slow. Adequate. But forever. Wars end. Stations burn. You provision across voids. Evan met her stare. Signed up. Means yes. My word's a lockout switch. Flip it off. Everything fries. Keth. 9 scanned the bars. Green. No contaminants. Human anticipates. Lumi finished hers. Held up sticky hands. Evan grabbed a rag, wiped them clean. She giggled, copied his white motion on Sail's frill. Sail stiffened, then softened. She teaches me your signs. Halt. Clean. Safe. Evan grinned faint. Good student. Best kind. Rusk calmed again. Calder. Envoy's aide just queried logs. They're deep scanning your bay history. Evan glanced at Sail. All clean, sir. History proves it. Sail's calm chirped Keth. 9's twin overseas. She listened. Frills rising. Clearance provisional. Embassy concurs. Human stable. Lumi yawned, leaned on Evan's boot. Sayo lifted her. Test passes. Partial. Bond initiates. Evan synced their tags again. Extended slot to weekly. Tomorrow same time? More demos. Keth. 9 grunted approval. Human patterns predictable. Valuable. Sail nodded sharp. Like yesterday. Predictable saves lives. A hatch misted. Lumi waved the hand signal. Halt turned by. Evan watched tags blink clean. Bay quieted. He taped another ration pack label. Lumi safe. Obligations stacked like tools. Forever felt solid. Rusk's voice cut in. Calder, what did you do? Their embassy just stamped your bay. Voran approved. Ports buzzing. Evan eyed the sketch. Lumi's stick Evan loomed protector. Kept promises, sir. Family edition. Static laughed. Don't screw the galaxy, kid. Evan powered down rails. Locked them triple. Tomorrow, more tests. He could handle that. Lumi thrust the braided cord forward. Her small claws clicked against Evan's palm. She looped it tight around his wrist before he blinked. Evan froze. The cord hummed faint. Warm fibers pulsing like a heartbeat. Hey, kiddo, what's this? Sail's frills snapped high. She snatched Lumi's arm. Remove it. Now. Lumi twisted free. She chirped sharp, eyes locked on Evan. Stepped behind his leg, clung to his knee. Evan knelt slow. Kept his hands visible. Sael, explain the cord. Your rules, not mine. Sail's gaze drilled his. Frills quivered. Voran braid. Child bond marker, permanent. Obligations bind. Lifelong protection. Provision. Pack claim. Evan's pulse kicked. He tugged the cord gentle. Fibers held firm. No give. Like a promise ring, but for family. Stronger. Sael's voice cut steel. Humans break promises. Impulsive. We verify first. Lumi peeked out. Whined low. Pressed her face to Evan's thigh. Dockmaster Rusk's comm buzzed in Evan's ear. Calder. Scans show Voran shuttle docking. Aids twitchy.
Keep it clean.
Stood careful. Lumi attached like a limpet. She's not hurting me. Or you. Tested out. Keth. 9 loomed in the bay hatch. Claws flexed. Scanned Evan's wrist. Threat vector. Bond unapproved. Human. Detach. Evan raised his hands. Easy. No detach without her, okay? He eyed Sail. Your call, envoy, but kids got opinions. Sail crouched to Lumi's level. Frills low. Coaxing. Spoken Voran clicks. Lumi shook her head fierce. Burrowed deeper behind Evan.
Sail straightened.
Jaw tight. Daughter imprints. Rare. Irreversible pull. She tapped her comm. Embassy protocol. Observe containment. Evan nodded once. Observe here. Safe bay. Rails locked. He pointed to the demo track. Clean. Humming low. Show you my promises work. Lumi tugged his pants. Pointed at the cord. Giggled when it glowed brighter. Keth, 9 growled. Human delays. Scans detect elevated heart rate. Fear. Focus. Evan kept voice even. Pulled a spare tag from his belt. Standard port exchange chit. Temporary fix. Trade? Sail tilted her head. Frills curious. Exchange? Evan untied the cord. Slow. Lumi watched. Frills drooping. He looped it to his belt instead. Secure knot. Then clipped the tag to Lumi's collar. My token. Means I come running if it blinks. Your braid stays close. No full bond yet. Lumi beamed, tested the tag with a claw. It chimed soft approval. Sael examined the setup. Frills eased a fraction. Human improvisation. Predictable compromise. Keeps promises. Evan synced the tag to his wrist unit. Linked alerts. Test run. Walk the rails with me? Rusk's calm crackled again. Calder, port log spiking. Vorin embassy pinging full access. What'd you slip 'em? Evan ignored it, extended a hand to Lumi. She grabbed it instant.
Skipped ahead on the rail path. Calf.
9 shadowed close, scanned every step, human gates steady, child unsecured. Sael walked beside Evan. Watched Lumi bounce. Your ports. Dust clogs vents. She breathed it yesterday. Evan tapped a filter panel. Cleaned triple. Sensors green. He demoed the rail brake. Smooth halt. Lumi clapped. Sail nodded faint. Efficiency. Not impulse. Lumi darted to a loose panel. Poked it. Evan scooped her back gentle. Halt, kiddo. She copied the scythe. Grinned. Kef. 9's claws twitched. Contact prolonged. Bond risk escalates. Proves trust. Evan set Lumi down. She's safe. That's the point.
Saul knelt again. Offered her hand to Lumi.
Daughter hesitated. Glanced at Evan. Then took it. But Lumi kept one claw on Evan's belt cord. Tugged playful. Rusk burst into the bay. Boots thudded. Calder! Embassy's demanding your full bio. Say Vorin child's fixated. Port's on lockdown if this. Evan stepped forward. Blocked Rusk's view of Lumi. Sir, all logged. Provisional clearance. Rusk eyed the cord. Frowned. What's that? Vendor swag? Braid? Sail rose tall, frills firm. Temporary. Human proposes. We test. Rusk blinked, backed up. Carry on. Just no incidents. Hatch hissed shut behind him. Keth. 9 grunted. Authority defers. Human hierarchy fluid. Evan chuckled low. Keeps the rails running. Lumi yawned. Leaned on Evan's boot again. Cord glowed steady. Sail watched the link. Frills relaxed full. Test phase 2. Extend access. Daily. Evan synced tags permanent. Tomorrow. Tool demo. Safe cuts only. Lumi waved by halt. Pulled Sail toward hatch, but twisted back. Hugged Evan's leg quick. Cord tugged taut. Sail lifted her. Nodded sharp. Bond holds provisional. Obligations stack. They quieted. Evan powered rails low. Checked the belt cord. Warm pulse matched his. Comlit. Rusk. Kid. Embassy just listed you Vorin kin adjacent. Galaxy's watching. Don't drop the ball. Evan taped another Lumi safe label. Eyed the sketch wall. Added a stick figure braid. Keth Kara. 9's voice over hatch speaker. Human. Patterns hold. For now. Evan locked triple. Tomorrow's tests loomed bigger. Lumi's tag blinked once. Heartbeats sync. Obligations forever? He could build that. But Sail's last scan lingered in his mind. Provisional meant trials ahead. What if the braid Rusk slammed the bay hatch open? Calder, get those aliens out, now. One whiff of trouble, and command shutters this port. Evan straightened from the rail panel. Tools clinked in his belt. Lumi perked up from her perch on a crate. Frills fluttering. Sail stepped forward, crest high. Keth. 9 loomed at her flank. Claws twitching. Envoy credentials. Dockmaster. Sail extended a data chit. Hollow flickered. Vorin seal. Diplomatic seal. First contact priority. Neutral mediation. Station protocols allow. Rusk snatched the chit. Scanned it. Jaw tightened. Mediation? This ain't a playground. Kid's got a braid on you. A shrill alarm pierced the air. Forklift horn blared from the cargo lane beyond the bay fence. Lumi's eyes widened. She bolted straight for the gap. Lumi, no! Evan lunged. Tires screeched. The forklift barreled down the lane, pallets stacked high with alloy drums. Lumi darted into its path. Frills splayed in panic. Evan sprinted. Boots pounded grated deck. He vaulted the low barrier. Fingers snagged the emergency cord on the forklift's dash. Yanked hard. Brakes locked. Machine shuddered to a halt inches from Lumi. Evan scooped the girl mid-stride, twisted behind the nearest cargo barrier. They hit the deck together, his body shielding hers. Shouts erupted. Station klaxons wailed. Security drones hummed overhead. Keth, 9, burst through the fence, sidearm leveled at the forklift operator's cab. Threat confirmed. Human endangers Vor and air. Stand down! Evan barked, arm locked around Lumi. She clung to his vest, trembling. Weapon down, now. Operators clear. Check the logs. The operator threw up hands. Kid ran out. I hit the horn. Rusk stormed up, face red. Weapons hot? On my deck? Calder, you're done. Alsail's voice cut through. Sharp, calm, logs first. Human action prevented collision. She tapped her wrist pad. Hollow replayed. Lumi's dash. Evan's yank. Save. Keth. 9's grip eased, but his eyes bored into Evan. Impulsive. Reckless. Virion do not risk airs on reflexes. Evan rose slow. Lumi still tucked against him. Reflexes keep rails running, and Kid safe. He checked her frills. No tears, just wide eyes locked on his. The braid cord pulsed warm between them. Dock drones hovered closer. Rusk waved them off. Stow it. Incident logged as near miss. Human assist. He glared at Evan. But that braid? Embassies screaming kin adjacent. One more stunt, and you're all quarantined. Lumi wriggled free. Patted Evan's knee. Safe cuts. Demo now? Her words mangled cute around the translator glitch. Sail knelt, scooped her daughter. Frills flicked. Wary, appraising. Test interrupted. Resume under observation. To Evan. You shield without claim. Why? Evan dusted his hands. Claims complicate. Safety's the job. He nodded at the forklift. Operator, cycle check that brake line. Alarms don't lie. The man nodded grim. Climbed back in. Keth. 9 holstered slow. Human defers authority, yet commands security. His vents hissed. Patterns shift. Rusk stomped off, calm crackling with overrides. They quieted again, but tension hummed. Evan knelt to Lumi's level. Stick close next time, yeah? Rails bite. She nodded fierce, stuck a glow stick up to his sleeve. Evan safe. Sail watched the exchange, crest lowered a fraction. Phase 2 extends. Child fixates. Obligations bind if trust holds. She paused. Tomorrow, unsupervised demo. Fail. Braid severs. Evan synced his tag. Permanent lock clicked. Demo's on. Safe cuts only. Lumi tugged Sail's hem. Pointed at the sketch wall. Stick figure braid now with a forklift dodge. Giggled. Keth. 9 grunted. Air imprints deeper. Monitor required. Evan powered the rail tester. Low hum filled the bay. Lumi clapped. Sail's gaze lingered on the cord's steady glow, but Rusk's calm buzzed back. Calder. Voran Embassy ups the ante. Full cultural exchange petition. Your name's on it. Stations on lockdown alert till mediation clears. Evan taped a new label. Lumi safe zone expanded. Eyed the braid pulse. Obligations stacking? Fine. He'd build rails tough enough. Lumi yawned, leaned on his boot. Sail didn't pull her away. Keth. 9's whisper to Sail carried. Human consistency unnerving. Voran bonds permanent. Test him raw. Evan pretended not to hear. Grabbed a kid-sized wrench. Ready for demo 2, kid? She beamed, but Sail's frills stiffened. Tomorrow's unsupervised meant no nets. One slip. And family shattered before it formed. The station horn tested. Clear. But Evan's gut twisted. What if Lumi's next bolt hit real traffic? Sail's frills snapped taut. Evan called her. Accompany us. Controlled meal. Phase 2 verifies restraint. Evan set down the kid-sized wrench. Lumi's hand shot up, grabbing his fingers. Her crest bobbed with excitement. He glanced at Keth. 9's glare. Then nodded. Lead on. I'll match your cues. They filed into the embassy pod off the bay. Sterile walls hummed with air recyclers. A low table squatted center ringed by cushions. Sail knelt first, precise. Lumi tugged Evan down beside her. Keth. 9 loomed at the door, claws tapping. Sail portioned the meal. Steaming slabs of synth protein, coiled greens that shimmered iridescent. She sliced hers slow, deliberate. Fork pierced, lifted. Chew measured. 1, 2, 3. Evan mirrored, knife steady. No rush. He chewed at her rhythm. Lumi fidgeted, eyes darting between them. Her small slab steamed untouched. Sale's gaze pinned him. Humans devour. Impulse overrides protocol. Not here. Evan kept pace. Safety first. Kids watching. Lumi's crest flared. She speared her protein, cut a tiny cube, held it out to Evan, palm up. Share bite. Bond start. Keth, 9 stiffened. Sale's frills quivered. Ritual cue. Evan knew scraps from port briefings. Vorin shared first to test poison. Loyalty. Child offering meant imprint lock. Refuse wrong. Offense. Accept blind. Risk unknown. He lowered his fork. Smart move, Lumi. But safe version. You bite first. Prove it's good. Then me. Lumi tilted her head. Crest puzzled, but tradition. Guest first. Evan leaned in, voice low. Tradition bends for tiny teeth. Show me it's safe. Team check. She giggled, popped the cube in her mouth. Chewed big. Thumbs up. Good. Your turn. Sale's recorder lens winked from her cuff. Silent whir. Evan took the next cube Lumi offered. Mild spice tingled. He nodded.
Solid pick. Pass it back?
Lumi beamed. Cut another. They traded bites, her taking first each time. Greens next. Crisp snap. Shared safe. Keth, 9 shifted. Human alters right. No dominance push. Sale's crest eased a millimeter. She murmured into her cuff. Subject. Evan Calder. Restraint confirmed. Mirrors pace. Prioritizes air safety. Label. Stable bond capable. Evan caught the whisper. Kept chewing steady. Lumi leaned against his arm now. Content. Protein gone. Greens half. Sale set her fork down. Exact center. Test passes. Unsupervised demo proceeds tomorrow. Child fixation deepens. Evan wiped Lumi's chin with a napkin edge. Demos rails only. No traffic. Her speed. Lumi yawned, clutching his sleeve. Her braid cord, linked to his tag, pulsed soft blue. Keth. 9 grunted. Permanent, if unbroken. Human. You grasp weight? Evan met his stare. Promises stick. Rails prove it. Sale rose. Pod door hissed open. Rusk's voice crackled from Evan's comm. Calder. Embassy petition approved. Full exchange, but lockdown sims running. One slip. Station seals. Lumi tugged Evan's hand toward the bay. Sale followed without protest. Keth, 9 trailed, eyes narrowing at the braid glow. Back in the bay, Evan powered the rail tester. Low hum. Lumi climbed the safe frame, wrench in paw. Demo practice. Watch. She slid. Perfect arc. No wobble. Evan taped a fresh label. Bond zone active. Sale watched from the edge. Frills relaxed fully. But her cuff beeped. Incoming scan. Varan High Council query. Airbond candidate. Human repair tech. Verify permanence. Evan pretended not to see. Handed Lumi a glow tool. Your turn to fix. She dove in. Sparks flew safe. Sale's crest bobbed. Approval. But Rusk burst through the hatch. Calder. Petition details. You're on Lumi's guardianship roster. Official. One wrong move. Lumi squealed. Threw arms around Evan's leg. Braid locked bright. Sale silenced Rusk with a raised frill. Test raw tomorrow. No nets. Human consistency decides family. Evan's gut tightened. Rails gleamed. But bay traffic lights flickered. Unscheduled freighter inbound. What if demo hit live shift? Keth. 9's claw clamped Evan's shoulder. The alien yanked him upright in the bunk. Up. Human. Now. The child refuses sleep. Only you. Evan blinked grit from his eyes. Station klaxons hummed faint in the corridor outside. He swung his legs over the bunk edge. No questions. Pulled on boots. Followed the guard's rigid stride.
Keth!
9's frills twitched at every shadow. Claws clicked on deck plates. They reached the envoy quarters. Door irised open to dim biolight. Sael stood rigid by a console, crest flat. Lumi huddled in a nest of thermal weaves, eyes wide and glowing. Boundaries, Sael said, voice clipped through translator. No touch without signal. No linger past cue. Evan nodded once. Stepped inside. Air hummed with alien scents, sharp minerals, warm milk. He kept hands loose at sides. Lumi bolted from the nest. Small paws seized his wrist, dragged him to the bedside platform. She thrust the braid into his palm. Glow threads pulsed warm against his skin. Safe person. Stay. Breathe bad. Evan knelt. Matched her eye level. The braid locked brighter. He felt its subtle tug, like a promise etched in light. Sail loomed close, watched every flex of his fingers. 9 blocked the exit, optics scanning. Listen, Evan said, kept voice steady. We count breaths. In, hold, out, like fixing a rail seal. Slow and sure, Lumi's frills quivered. She pressed paws to her chest, mimicked. In, Evan said, inhaled deep. Chest rose. 1, hold. Paused. Lumi's sides expanded, tentative. Out. 2. He exhaled slow. Lumi copied. Frills eased a fraction. They repeated. 3. 4. Lumi's glow dimmed to soft pulse. Eyelids drooped. Evan kept count. Voice low rhythm. No rush. By 10, her paws slackened. Braid hummed content in his grip. Sail's crest lifted. Slight. She signaled Keth. 9 back a step. Lumi curled into the nest. Still clutched the braid end. Murmured, safe, count more tomorrow. Evan rose slow, hands visible, if mother says. Sail studied him, frills rippled thought. Human routines work, impulsive yet, held. She tapped her cuff, hololog flickered up, station protocol scrolled. Guardian visits, supervised, 3 cycles daily. Log it. Evan pulled his comm, synced the form.
Dockmaster requires sign-off. Rusk's rules.
Sael's claw extended, scanned the hollow. Voran authority binds. Human paper follows. She pressed pad. Seal glowed green. Keth. 9 grunted. Optics word on the braid. Bond threads permanent. Child imprints deep. Evan pocketed calm. Backed toward door. Lumi's breaths evened out. First calm sleep he'd seen. Sail blocked his exit. Crest bobbed query. Why count? Humans rush. Fix fast. Rushing snaps rails, Evan said. Breaths seal the gap, promises hold. She tilted head. Frills flared approval. Stepped aside. Keth. 9 herded him out. Door hissed shut. Corridor lights flickered. Freighter docking alert. Evan's comm buzzed. Rusk's voice barked. Calder. Log approved, but that unscheduled hauler's dumping cargo blind. Raw demo tomorrow. Bay's hot zone now. Lumi's test hits live traffic. Evan gripped the braid end, still warm in his pocket. Glow pulsed urgent. Lumi's small voice echoed in memory. Count more. He jogged toward the bay. Rails waited, but Sael's words lingered. Human consistency decides family. Dockmaster Rusk met him at the hatch, face pinched. Petitions viral, Calder. Council sims predict meltdown if freighter clips the demo. Pull out. Evan powered the rail tester. Low hum filled the bay. Test raw. No nets. Child climbs safe. Rusk jabbed a finger. 1 wobble. Station seals. Aliens bolt. Your funeral. Lumi's pod cycled open across the bay. She scampered out, braid trailing bright. Sail followed. Frills alert. Keth. 9 scanned the inbound freighter's shadow on the viewport. Lumi waved wrench. Demo now. Safe person fix. Evan taped the frame label, bond zone active, handed her the glow tool. Your climb first. Count breaths. She nodded fierce. Scaled the frame, perfect grip. No slip. Sail watched from edge. Crest fully relaxed. But her cuff beeped. Council query pinged again. Air bond? Human verified? Freighter rumble shook the deck. Cargo pods clanged dockside. Bay traffic surged. Evan's gut nodded. Rails gleamed true, but 1 rogue pod veered toward the frame. Lumi slid into arc. Wrench steady. Glow bright. Keth. 9. Lunged forward. Claws out. Threat. Evan stepped between. Voice calm. Count. Hold steady. Lumi locked eyes. Frills set. Arc held perfect. Pod whooshed past, clear by inches. Rusk exhaled sharp. Sael silenced her cuff. Turned to Evan. Consistency proven. Family test. Pass. Lumi squealed. Dropped into Evan's arms. Braid locked full glow. But Rusk's console screamed. Freighter hatch jammed. Spill imminent. Evan set Lumi down, grabbed harness. Rails first, then family. Sail nodded. Claws ready. Pack formed. Sail slammed her claw on Rusk's console. Station-wide alert. Convene all hands, Base 7. Witness right now. Evan cinched his harness tighter. The freighter's jammed hatch groaned above. Cargo crates teetered. Lumi tugged his sleeve. Fix fast. Safe person. Rusk's eyes bulged. Envoy. Spill first. No. Sail's frills flared. On declares before chaos claims. Keth. 9 herded workers back. Scanners whirred. Evan scanned the hatch linkage. One seized bolt. He yanked his multi-tool. Lumi, spot for me. Call drifts. She nodded, braid glowing steady. Climbed the rail frame, pointed sharp. Left crate shifts. Evan torqued the bolt free. Hatch hissed open. Crates slid controlled into nets. Workers cheered. Rusk wiped sweat. Clear, now your circus filled. Fast, dockhands clustered. Pilots gawked from catwalks. Station feeds lit holos overhead. Sile strode center deck. Voran Line claims this port's witness. Airbond right initiates. Evan stood by the rail frame, tool still hot in his grip. Lumi bounced at his knee. Keth. 9 loomed close, claws twitching. Rusk crossed arms. Official record. Envoy Voran demands public right. Liability on station log. Sail's crest rippled approval. Turned to Evan. Human Calder. Present terms. Evan pulled the data slate from his vest. Typed final lines dockside post-rescue. Held it high. Polo projected. Safety plan. Lumi Voran protocol. 1. Lumi chooses climbs. I advise holds. Not halt. He scrolled. 2. Bond zone marked. No unharnessed entries. 3. Autonomy clause. Girl vetoes overrides. 4. My sign-off. Full station liability shift. Dockhands murmured. Kids got reins. Rusk leaned in. Limits protect her? That's backwards. Evan met Sail's gaze. Protects trust. She learns safe choices. Not caged. Lumi peeked at the slate. Frills perked. My veto. Yes. Sail scanned the hollow. Claws tapped. Human crafts promises like alloy. Verified. She signaled Keth. 9. Clear deck core. Workers backed off. Circle formed. Lumi scampered forward. Braid uncoiled from her shoulder. Glow pulsed bright blue. She faced the crowd. Voice piped clear. Lumi Voran names Evan Calder outside kin. Safe person forever. Gasps rippled. Alien right hitched to human wrist. Lumi stretched the braid. Thin fibers gleamed adaptive weave locking tech. Evan knelt. Held out arm. Your choice, Lumi. I sign for it. Braid snapped to his wrist. Cool at first, then warm sync. Pulse matched his heartbeat. Crowd hushed. Feeds zoomed tight. Rusk burst forward. Hold. Dockmaster veto. Liability nightmare. One slip. Station audits. Cross-species bond. Insurance voids. Kid imprints. We own the fallout. Sail's frills snapped rigid. Keth. 9 growled low. Dockhands shifted uneasy. Evan stood. Braid tugged light, sinking moves. Rusk. Log my waiver. Full responsibility. Her safety. My tab. Station clear. Rusk jabbed console. You nuts? Voran Line lawsuits bury us? Evan tapped the slate. Amended live. Waiver. Filed. Effective now. Rails hold. Bonds hold. Lumi hugged his leg. Safe person signs true. Sail stepped between. Claws sheathed, crest eased. Watched the braid glow steady, no flicker. Human accepts obligation, no retreat. Turned to Rusk. Witness. Blocked no more. Rusk slumped. Logged. Your funeral, Calder. Crowd parted. Sail faced Evan direct, pulled envoy seal from belt. Pressed to his slate. Standing invite. Voran ship, all ports. Family packed, locks. Evan felt the braid hum. Data pinged. Ship access codes. Lumi's frills danced. Pack comes. 9 scanned Evan's wrist. Claws retracted. Sync stable. Threat nil. Sails cuff chimed. Council feed open. Air bond. Human verified. Pact sealed. Dock hands clapped. Pilots whistled. Rusk shook head but keyed all clear. Evan ruffled Lumi's crest. Rails first. Family next. But alarms blared anew. Incoming shuttle. Voran flagged. Sails frills spiked. Ambush query or kin arrive. Lumi gripped his hand. Braid glowed urgent. Pack tightened.